Before my stroke, I was a mom, I was a wife, a business owner, an employee, a lot of things, but I was always busy. You know what I'm saying? Every day, like I had 6 kids, and five of them stayed with me and my husband, and they were teenagers, and it was a lot. My life was about my family. I had a stroke when I was 36. I went to the doctor. She was like, okay, I'm gonna monitor your blood pressure and your diabetes. I don't have diabetes, but she was doing everything, and I was fine. 3 weeks later, had a stroke. Yeah, yeah. My carotid artery had a hole in it. The blood saved my life because when you have a artery is leaking, you can die. you know. So the blood clot saved my life, but the blood clot went to my brain and had me have the stroke. I had I had some properties, and my tenant came at like 5 in the morning to get a rent receipt, and I was arguing with him like very passionate. I was working at the hospital, and I get off at like 1 o'clock in the morning, um, because my department doesn't. It runs 24 hours every day, processing specimens. I was a lab tech, so he came and we was arguing about him uh, coming in my house at 5 o'clock in the morning. My blood pressure was up. My ex-husband says I blew my top. And I did. So I went to sleep. When I went to wake up, I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. Yeah. Yeah. So I was uh so when my grandma says it's like when the ghost got you when you sleep and you can't move. And I was like, wow, this is real. Like I can't move. I was like, the ghost got me. I was like, wait a minute. My uncle, he lives downstairs. He tickled my foot. I felt that, but I couldn't remove. Everybody was getting ready for the day. My husband cooked breakfast, and my daughter and my son was getting ready for school, and my daughter was going to take him to school. My husband came in, so I rolled over. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't lift my head or nothing. So he went and checked on me, and he was like looking at me, and he lifted me up, and he was like, "You was all right?" And I fell back down, and he was like, "Oh, call the ambulance." And yeah, and I was like, "What is going on?" When the ambulance got me, and they put me in the van, and he was like, "Oh, she's having a stroke." And I was like, "What? I'm having a stroke." And tears started running down my eyes. I was like, wow. Like, what is going on? Like, I'm healthy, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no problems with nothing. I went to the doctor. And this is the thing like too, because when you go to the hospital, they will do an examination. So I got a check from the hospital and my doctor. So I was good. Yeah, it was something that people knew about me.
That you wish
Oh, wish.
people knew about you. That shaped who you are.
Okay. And you wanted me to say, this is a problem with my stroke. This is
Repeat it.
uh-huh.
If you don't mind my voice in there.
It's okay. I don't care.
Okay.
you know.
Um,
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's like etch a sketch. You know what the etch and sketch is? Like, you draw on it and you shake it, and yeah. But sometimes it's like you don't shake it enough, and it's like some things will stay and some things is gone. So the numbers, like you could have the numbers, and I can calculate them. I can do everything, but you tell me the numbers, and I was like, God damn it.
was it?
Yes. So I understand what you're saying, but I cannot repeat it. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I gave you a task.
Yes, you
You
did.
did great before.
I
You
did.
did repeat it.
I didn't.
Enough.
Yeah, enough. Yeah.
What's one thing you wish people knew about you that shaped who you are today?
My stroke was a blessing, you know? Yeah, it was a blessing. It was a catastrophic thing that happened to me. You know, I wasn't able to talk, speak, write, paralyzed. My arm was like here and I had a limp. You know, I was in a woman's body, but I was like a child. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't say my name. I couldn't read my name. I couldn't write my name. You know what I'm saying? So it was devastating, but the stroke was a blessing because I know about me more. You know what I'm saying? Before I was like everything to everybody, but not me. You know what I'm saying? And my stroke taught me how to listen to me internally, and I'm happy for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't able to hear me because I had so many distractions. 3 words to describe myself before I had my stroke. I was responsible. I'm responsible now, but I was responsible. I was pressed too. Like I had to get things done. I was a mom at like 14, and I had another kid at 16. So I was a teen mom, and I need to take care of my kids. So I was pressed always to take care of my children. You know what I'm saying? I'm married at 19. You know, so it's like I was stressed. No, I was not stressed always. You know what I'm saying? Determined. I was determined. You know. Yeah. I was determined. My vibe now, go with the flow. Like, like I'm a. It is like now here in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Like it worked seamlessly. You know what I'm saying? It had little bumps, but it was seamless. Like when I got this house, last day of Airbnb is on the 7th. I was like, oh, good. And I found my job. I thought I was going for like a farm that raises fruits and vegetables and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is a nice thing. Like, like I like the area.
What's one thing you've learned about yourself throughout this journey?
Be patient with myself. You know what I'm saying? People talk to themselves like real bad. Like, oh, you stupid, or I'm not good enough. And you talk to yourself like that. But now it's like, oh, I love myself.
So how's your definition of strength and success?
Well, when I had my stroke, I was like devastated, and I was depressed. You know what I'm saying? All of my education is gone. I couldn't take care of my kids. I couldn't take care of myself. I was angry, but when I learned to laugh at things, it's like, oh, okay. So this is my strength, my laughter. Success. Oh, before, oh my God, I had 8 houses, and I had a business, and I had everything. It was like everything. I had to do everything. Success is like living, This is success for me, and passion, like to help people, And I'm doing this because I want to help people to the human experience. All of us have trials and tribulations, everything. The grants have and the dogs and animals have trials and tribulations, and we as well. So, I want to help people to be happy with themselves,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have any advice for somebody going through recovery also?
Ooh. Well, you need to know yourself. You have to find yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because people get angry. I wasn't, and this is the thing. Like, be patient with yourself. You have to be patient. I had my stroke like March 2013, 21st, 2013. So this is several years ago, and I'm still recovering. You know what I'm saying? Still, I don't read. I use my phone to read to me. And I have several problems with my communication still. I have a pause because I don't know the words. And when I'm tired, my lip will come out. I do exercises and everything, but when I'm tired, it's like, yeah. I don't have a feeling right hand, in my face. I don't have any sensation. So,
What's the hardest part going through recovery now, though?
hardest part, what? The hardest part of it, I knew about health. You know what I'm saying? I know how the body works. I know the cells, and so it's like I am in this system. Before, I was able to treat the patients. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm in the system, and I was like, ooh, this is not. So when I had the stroke, and I wasn't able to talk, but I conveyed that I want to go home because I was going to have therapy. I had physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. So the crisis was over. So they was going to keep me in the rehab for several weeks. And I was like, no. Me and my husband talked about it, but we didn't talk about it. But I was made him realize that doing blood pressure, my vitals, therapy, and this is it. I told him, the doctor, that I need to go home. He would bring me to therapy, and he did. I'm so grateful for him.
What's your next goal for your next year of recovery?
I am going to have a farm. A little farm, here, so I can grow my own food. I know a lot of corporations in the U.S., they put a lot of things in our food, and it makes us sick. And, a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna have that covering my journey. How do people can help stroke survivors with recovery? Listen first. A stroke is devastating. It is. It's a lot of things, but you have to be patient with them. You know what I'm saying? And I had that. People who take time with me. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for watching my video and subscribe. Thank you.